Okay, so this is a quick video to go through a small experiment that I've done recently, which is about adding a filament sensor to the Replicape. And what I've got here is I've got a setup with an extruder and a filament sensor. And I've wired the sensor up to the Replicape using two end stop inputs. And I've made a filament deviation graph that I'm going to show you now. So let me just first quickly go into Octoprint and select a model and start that print, and then we'll look at the graph. Okay, so while that is homing, I'm going to press that button. We've got temperature now. Press it once and it's filament. And then in order to activate this, I'm using the M code M409 and I'm selecting extruder 0. And that starts to stream data to Toggle, which is the user interface that is running now. And so what you'll see is that so this makes it sort of a debit credit system. So you have the extruder sort of saying push 1 millimeter of filament, and then you have the sensor saying okay, 1 millimeter went through there. So you have sort of a debit and credit system where it keeps tabs of it, and then if there's a deviation, then that is recorded and accumulated. So what you'll see here is that the graph is slightly deviating now, and what I've got is I've got a very bad mechanical solution for the filament sensor, but this is just a test for testing this. And so you'll see there is slight deviation, but if I, for instance, just stop the filament sensor, then you'll see it deviate fairly quickly. And so on the first level, what you can do is just monitor this and see what is going on, and you can sort of correlate it with other data, such as what is the temperature during a print, what is the speed you're printing at, and so you can see how that affects the extrusion of filament. On the second level, you can sort of use it to add an alarm in case the filament starts to deviate fast. Then you know that it's either there's a clog, or there's a filament, there's a jam, or it's out of filament basically. And so you can use that to stop the print and then have an operator intervene. And on the even higher level, you can actually try to correct issues as you go along and make it a closed loop system, so that you rely on the filament sensor for pushing filament through instead of just using the open loop system, which is the extruder. So those are the different things that you can do with this. As you can see, it's chugging along. I've not tried this in a real printer yet, but I'm gonna try that eventually. So I've made a blog post with the necessary software and hardware setup and mechanical stuff and everything, so people can reproduce this experiment and hopefully make their own filament sensor thing. Okay, thank you for watching, and see you next time.